Astronaut. Hello, my name is Eve. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will talk to you about the general overview of moving to Switzerland. So the first thing you should know, paperwork. You will be doing lots of paperwork. You will be filling out a lot of visa forms, registration forms, custom forms, and so on. I just posted another video about the registration process. So make sure you watch that before you go to Switzerland because you will need all the documents I talk about in order to register when you go to Switzerland. In Switzerland, you have to register within 14 days of coming here. So it's very important you bring all your necessary paperwork because it's going to be a lot more complicated ordering birth certificates when you're actually in Switzerland. So you want to make sure you have all that done before you go and for your children if you are bringing your children along with you. So just know you will do a few hours of paperwork. Once you send in that initial paperwork, expect to wait because they can only start the paperwork 90 days before your start date. My husband had to wait a really long time to get his work visa approved by the Swiss government. It took so long that we had no time to visit Switzerland before we moved to Switzerland. Originally, we were going to come to Switzerland, look for houses, pick a house out, and not go into corporate housing, but go directly into a house. We had no time, so we had to go to corporate housing, which is not the end of the world because corporate housing is really nice. Just because it took a long time for my husband to get his work visa does not mean it will take a long time for you. At that time, there were a lot of Swiss holidays going on. But once he got approved for a work visa in Switzerland, the Swiss consulate informed him. Another thing to keep in mind, you will have to send your original passport to the Swiss consulate in the city you are living in. So we were living in San Francisco. My husband had to send his original American passport, send it to the consulate in a self-addressed paid envelope, and they put a work visa on there. It's basically a giant sticker they just stick in your passport, and then they sent it back. You cannot go to the consulate's office, so don't think you could just walk up to the consulate and do this. You cannot do this. You can only do it by sending it to them. I know it's a little nerve-wracking sending something so important like a whole passport to the consulate, but my husband got it back with no problem. You will be making a lot of decisions like, what do you want to do with your car? Do you want to sell your car before you go to Switzerland? Do you want to bring it with you? Do you want to just use public transportation in Switzerland? Another thing you have to think about is, do you want to bring all your stuff to Switzerland? Obviously, we didn't bring our treadmill because I don't even know what kind of adapter we would use in Switzerland for my treadmill. We decided to store most of our items and to give away all our furniture. And we decided just to either rent furniture or buy IKEA furniture when we went to Switzerland. We didn't think it was environmentally friendly to ship everything. And we just decided with our important items that we really wanted, that were essential to have with us in Switzerland, was to fly it. I already did a video about that process. Something I do recommend is going through all your clothes and all your shoes and everything and figuring out what fits, what doesn't. You do not need to waste precious space in the airplane shipment or the boat shipment on items that are too small, they don't fit you, they're outdated. And with your children especially, I had my youngest son try on all his clothes and there was a giant pile of shoes and clothes he grew out of. And we don't plan on having any more children. So we just gave those away. A lot of companies will send your entire family on business class, so you will get to enjoy the business lounge and be in business seats. If my children were younger than they are right now, I would have said, no, I'm not flying business class, I'm flying economy. So why would you say that? I'm saying that because on business class, the seats are really divided, at least the airline that I was on. And so if your child is very clingy or your child can't figure out how to use remote controls. You will have to constantly get up and go to them. It's kind of hard to, through the seats, you know, to even give your child a hug. But everyone's kid is different. Maybe your child is super independent and is not very needy. Then hey, go to business class. And also in business class, you get to have heavier suitcases, so they can weigh up to 70 pounds, and they get 2 carry-ons and 1 personal item. So they do get heavier luggage if they want, and they get more carry-on bags with you. So my advice with suitcases. So my husband and I decided to only have 4 suitcases. That's all we could handle. And we had 8 carry-on bags with us. So both of my boys had a book bag, and then we had stackable hand carry suitcase, so we could put one suitcase and stack it on the other. And we made our boys hold each other's hands, and then we situated our luggage. So keep track of your luggage. Put a little string on each luggage, like I put a little green yarn on each of my luggages, and the hand carry. So we were constantly going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we were counting the luggage. We knew we had 5 suitcases and 3 book bags. So make sure you keep an eye on your items. You don't want to lose anything. And make sure in security, I led the security line, and then my husband was in the back, making sure everything got pushed in. You don't want to leave any stuffed animals or medication behind, so make sure you keep track of your luggage. This actually almost happened to us with our medication bag. We never pushed it through, and then security was like, whose medicine is that? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like the most important bag, and we didn't push it through. So this time, my husband makes sure all our stuff goes through before he will walk through the security checkpoints. We actually stayed in a hotel before we went to the airport, and what I do is I wear my old pajamas with holes in it, and my sweatshirt that has like a bleach stain on it in the hotel room. And then I'll wear my pajamas, and then I'll throw them away. I won't bring them with me. And then I don't have to worry about rearranging my suitcases. So this might be something that you might want to do. I don't know. But this works great for us. We wear our old clothes, throw it away in the hotel, and then we don't have to rummage through our suitcases and repack stuff. This is one of those weird things I do, so hey, take it or leave it. So we brought Legos with us for our children and fidget toys, as well as C-bands. So my one son sometimes gets a little nauseous. We put the C-bands on him. It was great. He didn't get sick at all. So what I recommend is not having your children eat any greasy food, and don't let them eat foods they've never tried before. Stick to your normal diet. Also in the suitcases, I packed my boys their Crocs so they could take off their sneakers, put on their Crocs, and go to the bathroom. Another tip is to teach your child about Swiss culture and teach them German. That is very important because your children will be speaking German at school, and then they will eventually learn Swiss German. But if you are coming here as an adult, take a few Swiss German classes on italki. And in fact, your firm, your company, will give you free classes on German or Swiss German if you ask for it. If you are already fluent in German, they will give you Swiss German classes. If you are not fluent in German, take German classes first and then learn Swiss German. Trust me, it will be a lot easier. Or get a book about German and Swiss cooking and cook some food. Basel is right near the border of Germany, so you will be going to Germany all the time because everything is so close, and a lot of people in Basel go to Germany to get groceries because it's so much cheaper than in Switzerland. And just to keep in mind, in Switzerland, kids have to have a booster seat until they are 12 years old or shorter than 150 centimeters. So make sure you look that up online to see the height requirement of booster seats. But if your child is not in a booster seat, in America, in Switzerland, they might require your child to be in a booster seat. I was living in the Bay Area before moving to Basel, Switzerland. I wasn't sticker shocked by a lot of things. I wasn't like, oh, that's so expensive, that's so expensive. But I bought sneakers right before we came here. My shoes in America was $110. Here they're like 210 francs, so that's even more because the US dollar right now, the exchange rate is terrible. So we've just been putting everything on cards because right now is a terrible time to exchange. So make sure you buy your shoes, go shoe shopping, and just go crazy on shoes and your children's shoes, and make sure you ship or bring that over. Do not buy that stuff here. If you have any questions, please write it in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. If you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Vielen Dank!